This very juicy episode of the Essential Oil Revolution is brought to you by Abundant Health. Abundant Health is my personal favorite website for all things accessories and essential oils. They have roller balls, cases, books, reference guides, all sorts of essential oil accessory materials to make your journey with essential oils even brighter. AbundantHealth4U.com is the place to go for information, education, and accessories. And they so graciously donated this amazing gift basket that we have been giving away here for the past couple weeks on the show. If you joined our email list, then that means you entered to win the amazing Abundant Health gift basket or a diffuser or chemical-free handbook. I'll announce the winners for that giveaway at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. But if you haven't already, you can still join our mailing list whenever you'd like at revolutionoils.com/connect. Next time you think of beautiful things, don't forget to count yourself in. Anonymous.
Empowerment and education, two powerful elements that will help you break free of convention and transform your passion for wellness to a level beyond the status quo. The Essential Oil Revolution, where you're given the tools to supersede an ordinary everyday lifestyle. Inspiring speakers, DIY recipes, healthy living tips, and more. You'll discover it all here. So tune in and get ready for a wellness revolution. For show notes and more, go to revolutionoils.com/podcast.
Hi, I'm your host, Samantha Lee Wright. Thank you so much for listening to the Essential Oil Revolution. This is the place to be to learn, discover, and treat yourself well. Today's episode is a very juicy, special treat for you. It is the Girlfriend's Guide to Using Essential Oils Between the Sheets with special guest, Lucy Libido. Lucy Libido is the author of the ever-popular Lucy Libido class on Facebook that grew to over 10,000 members. She is loved for teaching women that they are beautiful and for helping them to rekindle relationships with the person that they love the most. Due to popular demand for her guidance and insight, Lucy has published her class in a Girlfriend's Guide. Lucy Libido says there's an oil for that, a Girlfriend's Guide to Using Essential Oils Between the Sheets, which recently hit #1 in new release in aromatherapy on Amazon.com. I'm so excited to have her as a guest on this show, and we'll dive into what's in the book and what's behind the alter ego of Lucy Libido. But first, let's pull a recipe out of our DIY dugout. This recipe comes from Lee at Strike Oil. This recipe is for citrus strawberry banana smoothie. Add 1 sliced banana, 4 large strawberries, half a cup almond coconut milk, and 2 drops of Young Living Orange Vitality Essential Oil. Add to the blender and blend until smooth. Thank you so much, Lee. If you'd like to connect with Lee, you can find her at facebook.com/groups/strikeoil. To submit your own recipe to the dugout, email us at revolutionoilspodcast@gmail.com. Now to the show. Hey everyone, I'm here with Lucy Libido, whose book just recently hit #1 in new release on Amazon.com for aromatherapy. The book, which we're going to dive headfirst into today, is titled Lucy Libido Says There's an Oil for That, a Girlfriend's Guide to Using Essential Oils Between the Sheets. I'm super excited. I'm so happy that you're here with us today, Lucy. Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, thanks. I'm super excited to be here. This is going to be so much fun.
This is. So yeah, let's just go ahead and dive in. First, I want to know, who exactly is Lucy Libido and how did she come about?
Okay, well, so my name is Lucy Libido and I'm actually many different women. So I started a class a couple of years ago and it was for Valentine's Day. I wanted to teach a class on how to use oils in the bedroom to spark up your Valentine's Day. And so I tried to go out and get some information on that to research that. And everywhere I looked, there was no information. It was not in any guide, any book, any reference guide. And I was like, well, shoot, how am I going to teach this class without any information? And so I realized, I'm going to have to find it out myself. We're going to have to do some experiments. So this is what I did.
Sounds kind of dangerous, actually.
It was very dangerous and very fun. It was the best kind of dangerous. So what I did was I contacted 20 of my closest BFFs that were open-minded and fun and unabashed like myself. And I said, hey guys, we need some feedback. We need to do a little bit of research. Would you be okay to be in on this little research group with me? It's called, what I call it, it was the Lucy Libido experimentation group. It was something like that. I can't remember the research group. I think I called it the focus group. So anyway, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, so we had this private little group and we would get on every night. We'd be like, okay, try this. Okay, try that. And then be like, okay, did it work? What happened? And we would every night say, okay, so this night's recipe is this. All right, now what? Okay, that didn't work. Okay, try that. Well, what if you put it on like this? And we just totally every morning we're like, oh, this is what happened and this is what happened. And it was so much fun. So we did that for a few weeks. Our husbands were like, what is going on?
Like, what is happening? I'm getting so lucky this week.
Some of them were thrilled. Some of them were downright frightened. It was funny. And we got tons of great information from just straight up trial and error and experimenting and sharing. Good old fashioned talk to your girlfriends about what works. So we did that. And then I was like, hey, let's teach a class. And so the class was Lucy Libido Says There's an Oil for That. And we opened up the class and we said, hey, my name is Lucy. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. And I said, Lucy is not one person. Lucy is actually a compilation. Lucy is actually a combination of several different people. We are young, we're old, we're divorced and remarried, we're single moms, we're married moms with lots of kids. We're moms that have had hysterectomies. We're moms that deal with PMS. We're moms that have lost our libido from medication or from stress or from age. And we all had an issue that was kind of impeding in our relationships. And we all figured out ways to make it work. And so what I did was I invited everyone to feel comfortable in the group and to know that no matter what their life situation was or where they were coming from or what their background was or what their problem was, that they were just like Lucy, because Lucy kind of represents everyone. So Lucy is not just me. Lucy is like a sisterhood of women. And it was so beautiful to see how people opened up and they were like, oh, I'm not alone. Or like, oh, I'm not broken. Or, oh, you deal with that too. It was really beautiful. And then we taught what worked. We taught what didn't. And then people went home and they took those ideas into their bedrooms with their spouses and the people that they loved. And they came back and they were so thankful. It was really, really beautiful. So that's who Lucy is, and that's how Lucy was born.
Oh, what a beautiful story. That it kind of reminds me of something that Sean Stevenson says a lot. I don't know if you listen to Sean Stevenson, the Model Health Show, but he talks about all sorts of ways to heal your body and natural remedies and just, really how to maintain and achieve that optimal health. And one of the principles he always returns back to is community and the importance of being a part of community and having support. He says, I don't care how well you eat or how much water you drink or how clean your diet is or what supplements you're taking. If you are not a part of a community, like your health journey is just going to be slowed down so much.
I agree.
It takes a lot of that like sisterhood or brotherhood or humanhood and talking to each other and supporting one another. And there's so much healing that can happen just from that alone. It's one of my favorite things about being a part of an essential oil company, is in the way that it's structured. And I'm sure that your organization has probably got its own private Facebook group, just like our Revolution Oils team has a private Facebook group just for our members. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like there's two sides of that healing. There's the oils and then there's the group. And I just love the magic that happens in those places.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what made Lucy and her class so attractive was that everybody belongs and everybody is beautiful and everybody can grow, and that we come together as women and as sisters and we share with each other ways to help our own relationships, and then we take that information out and we use that with the people that we love the very most in our lives, and those relationships are growing, and then we get to come back and feed off of that joy and that love with each other as sisters and as women again. It's really beautiful.
Beautiful. So, okay, so you did the focus group and you all experimented and you talked and you learned together. And then, so you took all that information, you turned it into like a Facebook event class. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it was a Valentine's Day class.
Okay. And then you took that class, the Valentine's Day class, and then recently structured that into a book, correct?
What we did was 2 years ago, I just wanted to, teach people about how to use oils in that way. And so I opened up a Facebook event and I allowed people that I knew to come to that. And I wanted to keep it just kind of small and private. And it got huge. Like it got big really quick to the point where I kind of got a little scared because I was like, all these people. And it wasn't just like my friends and my friends and my friends. It was like friends of friends of friends of friends of friends of friends and friends. And then I was like, whoa, like, where do I close the door? How do I moderate this? How do I keep this safe? And I learned a lot about how to moderate a class because I didn't know how to do that when I opened this class. I learned how to moderate a class, trial and error. But I shut the doors because because when I very first opened them, not knowing how to moderate, people got in that were not of the mindset and the purpose of the class. And it created problems. And I had to remove those people and kind of start over. And then I was really nervous to like open up the doors and allow people into this class. But really, it was just because I didn't know how to correctly moderate a class. So I learned how to do that, close the doors or like kick classes over, and was just really happy with all the beautiful messages I was receiving of how it helped people and it helped their Valentine's Day. And I was just so happy about that and thought it was done. And then what happened was about a year later, in these little oil groups that, I'm a member of because I have a kit, I love my oils, I use my oils, people started like these rustlings started coming up in all these different groups. And I started reading, hey, does anybody know who Lucy Libido is? Hey, does anyone know if she can teach a class again? Hey, what's the secret to get in? How do you get into her class? I tried to get in last year and I couldn't get in. I was like, whoa, it was so funny.
Were you just like, I don't know who she is. She sounds really cool.
I was like, she must be awesome, period, exclamation mark. Yeah. And there's so many people were like, where's the class? How do you get in? And I was like, wow, there were a lot of people that wanted in the class that didn't get in the class because I was nervous of opening the doors to people that I didn't know, or maybe that weren't like a friend of a friend. And I realized that a lot of people were looking for it and wanting it. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to open up the doors a little wider, knowing how to moderate. And I got a team together because I literally I couldn't do it myself. I learned that the first time. I couldn't do it myself because it just got so big so fast. I was thinking, the first class I was thinking, a few dozen people, maybe 100 people. And like, it was 1,500 people in a few days. And I was like, whoa, close the doors, And this group, I allowed people and I got a team of people, Team Lucy, to help like moderate, check, vet people as they came through, make sure that it was safe. And it quickly grew to over 10,000 people.
Oh my goodness. Wow. What a big class.
It was a big class. It was a big class. And it was one of those things where, okay, this is magnified. This could go really wrong, or this could go really right. And it went really right. It was beautiful. So many people that needed the help, that wanted the help, that had literally waited a year for the help. We're in there getting help and responding with messages about how this is like helping my marriage. This is like saving us. It was just, the stories were just tear jerking. They were beautiful. And I realized that it's part of my call is to open these doors and is to teach. And it's come with a lot of hiccups. It's come with a lot of moderation. It's come with work. It takes a lot of work to not only teach a class, but to teach a class that's that large. mostly to moderate a class that is at large in the way that I could keep it intended for the purpose that I wanted it to be. And it ran beautiful because I had a wonderful team of people that were helping me. And most of the people that were there had waited and wanted to be there for the right reason. And people followed the rules and people were just beautiful. They were wonderful. And then when it was time to be done, I had actually been planning on writing a book for several months and I'd been trying to get it going, but I literally could not teach and moderate the class and write the book at the same time. It took so many hours in the day. And so instead of writing the book, I opened the class. And at the end of the class, so many people were asking for a book to have it in print because they wanted to share this with more people and give it to their friends and have it on their nightstands. And I was like, well, guess what? It's in the works.
Yay!
And it took longer than I wanted it to, but I wanted to do it right. And so I just kept working on it until it was done right and it published. So super exciting.
Congratulations, and shot right to the top, I'm sure. So what are your favorite chapters in the book?
Well, my favorite chapter, I'm going to say that it was my favorite portion of the class that I don't feel that the book can do justice. But when we opened up the class, we had a thread called I Am Beautiful. And that is also one of the opening chapters in the book. And it talks about the need to love yourself and to see your internal and external beauty, because that helps you to feel more comfortable with your partner, to see the beauty that they see in you. As women, we're often very critical of ourselves, and more so in many ways than even our spouses or our loved ones are. And to see ourselves the way that they see us, all the good things that they see in us, and to love ourselves and to remind ourselves that it's okay that we're not perfect, and to know that we have such beautiful qualities that we can be proud of, and to think of those kinds of things going into getting ready for intimacy so that you can have confidence and have courage and have love of yourself. What we did was I told everyone to take a picture of themselves to take either a piece of paper or a Post-it note, something, and write on it, I am beautiful, and to take a selfie and to post it and to say why they're beautiful. It was so tear-jerking to read all the stories of women that were saying things like, I've never said this to myself before. I think it's about time. Or it's been a long time. I needed to be reminded. Or yes, I am beautiful because of this. And not only for women to kind of dare to do that, but then to also read all this thread. It was just deep. It was deep like canyons of women saying, I'm beautiful because of this, and I'm beautiful because of that. And they were all unique and they were all different. It was just so heartwarming to read that. So in the book, we do have that chapter, but we don't have that live aspect of being able to go down a thread like we did in the class. So I put in the book to please do this when you finish reading, to take a picture of yourself and to email it in to Lucy. And we're going to put it on her website. Maybe not all of them. It depends on how many. If we get thousands, we might not be able to send them in, and we'll put them on the website. So the website's under construction right now, but it will be lucylibido.com, and it has a page on there that's called You Are Beautiful. And when you read the book, you are supposed to, just like in the class, take that picture, email it in so that we can post it, so that we can continue that live energy of seeing why we're also beautiful.
I love that. That's so beautiful. So, Lucy, what's your advice for women who want to support a really healthy sex drive?
Well, the book goes through all of the best oils for her, and then it goes through all of the best oils for him. So you should definitely get it. We talk about hormone balancing and different oils that work in different ways, so you can kind of find what works for your own body. But I always tell everyone that hands down, my favorites are cypress and ylang ylang. I also really like clary sage. Cypress works by increasing blood flow. So I think any adult listening knows that blood flow is kind of a big, important part of va-va-voom. So when you apply cypress to your inner thighs, it increases blood flow, which makes things so much more exciting. And you can also use ylang ylang or joy, and that helps to lower frigidity, and it helps to encourage feelings of love and romance. And then clary sage helps with dryness. And so combining those three are a pretty exciting way to make some volcanoes erupt.
Lovely. Getting juicy. So then what's your advice for men who want to incorporate essential oils between the sheets?
Well, there's again a whole chapter on lots of different oils you can use, and you get to do a little trial and error, figure out what you like. But we put our top, I think it's top 10 in there for men, and I think there's like top 12 for women. I always tell people the very first thing you need to get for him is Idaho Blue Spruce. Idaho Blue Spruce is a good one. It's a good one for firmness, for longevity, for stamina. It is a fun one. And I'll tell you that there were no men in our research group that did not appreciate a little Mr. Massage with some Idaho Blue Spruce to warm things up. Everyone likes that. So it's a great way to get things started.
Okay, I'm going to ask the obvious, stupid question that everyone's thinking right now. Where do you and where don't you apply these oils between the sheets?
Well, we give very, very specific directions that you should always be diluting anything you ever use on your forearm first to make sure, especially if it's an oil you've never used before, you always want to dilute on your arm. And then we always recommend you can put on your inner thighs. I have a whole chapter on recipes for inner thigh blends, and you place it on your inner thigh from about your mid thigh all the way up to the panty line. And you can do that for men and for women. And you can also do it below your navel. Then we have some recipes that are mild enough that for the woman you can use even on her love button, and for the man on his shaft. We're very specific. We refer to the man and his soldier as standing at attention, and how to help that soldier stand at attention. And we always say to apply oils at the shaft of the soldier, but never in his eyes, because oils never go in your eyes, whether it is two eyes or a one-eyed snake. We never put oils in the eyes.
That's a great way to think of it.
We want to keep you safe and happy. We don't want any accidents ruining your night.
But that is interesting that, there are ways to apply it to the sensitive areas if you're doing it safely and just avoiding certain areas.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Are there any areas to avoid on the female?
You just would want to make sure that if anything is a hot oil, that you don't go above the panty crease. You would never want to put anything hot or spicy or minty there, or she'll be crying. And that's not going to help your libido. You do not want to do that.
No.
Everything you want to dilute and pretty much keep to the inner thighs. There's a few exceptions of oils that are mild enough, and there's recipes in there you can read on those.
Okay. Now, for those that might be a little new to oils and not familiar with that term hot, do you want to just give a couple examples of what hot oils are?
Sure, yeah. So if you think of like a pepper, you think of like a jalapeno pepper or like a bell pepper. They're both peppers, but one is going to be really spicy and the other one isn't. So different oils have, some of them are very, very just mild and gentle on the skin, like lavender. There's an amazing oil for the bedroom called Sensation, and that one is really mild and it can go just about anywhere. It's great. And then other oils like peppermint, for example, is very spicy. We would call that a hot oil, meaning it would be painful if you were to use that in sensitive areas. And so you would never, ever put an oil that like a peppermint on an area like that, or something that's spicy, like light the fire is an oil that's great to diffuse, but you would never put that on a sensitive area, especially if it's not diluted, because it would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I forgot about that light the fire oil. That does seem like a good one to diffuse in the bedroom if you're trying to get that mood set.
Yeah, it's really yummy. It's super yummy.
What about carrier oils? Are there any carrier oils that you'd recommend over others for diluting in sensitive areas?
Yeah, we talked about a few in the book. Fractionated coconut oil is always a good one because it's very lightweight. It absorbs. It's not greasy. We also used, I'm trying to think what else we had in there. If you want something a little heavier, you can do like a sweet almond oil. Another really good carrier is Sensation Massage Oil, which is a Young Living blend, and it has Sensation oil in it, which is a really good massage oil to use with your partner, like beforehand. And that one's really mild, and that one's really gentle, and it's got a little bit of oils plus the carrier oil in it. Then we have some other recipes that include other carriers that you might not be as familiar with. We use aloe vera gel in a couple of ours. Vegetable glycerin is in some of the recipe because that's an emollient. And those are also emollients that you can use that are safe for the bedroom. Coconut's really a good one just because coconut's even is healthy for the female area anyway, because it helps to keep like yeast's growth down. So it's a really good, safe one to use.
Good to know. And I love that this is also very uncomplicated. It's just like, oh, well, you've got lots of options here and have fun with it.
Yeah.
So I imagine your book gives like lots of options, but also encourages people to sort of experiment. When I love that so much of what's in your book came from experimentation as well.
It's completely experimentation, even the recipes. Even as I was making the book, I would text or go on Facebook and be like, hey guys, sorry, real quick, can you try this like in the next 2 days? Because I just need to make sure that this works for everyone.
So what's one of your favorite recipes in the book?
Oh, hands down, my favorite recipe, and it's the first one you should try because when you do, you're going to message me and say, I love you, Lucy. The best recipe is what I call a love button stroking oil. This is completely my recipe. And like, it's a tried and true. I worked on this one for a while to get it just right. And it's awesome. But we call it the Seaman Love Button Stroking Jelly. And it's a base and it has, let me pull up in my book. It has aloe vera in it. And it also has grapeseed oil in it. It has a little bit of an emulsifier, a little bit of vegetable glycerin, a little bit of vitamin E, and then essential oils. And the base is a base that you can use different oils in. So depending on how you like it, there are warming oils, there are cooling oils, there are tingly oils, there are stimulating oils. So there's a recipe and then there's different variations that you can try and you're going to just like find one that you love. But I tell people to always start with the Seaman Stroking Jelly base and then use Lucy's original recipe. So we call it Lucy's Original Seaman Love Button Stroking Jelly. It's amazing.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know, right? It's the Love Button Stroking Jelly.
I love it. That's great. And so this book seems super fun to have. And it seems also something that's super fun to do with your partner. It doesn't seem like it's one of those books that you kind of have to hide away and like, he doesn't know what's going on. You know, obviously you're going to have to talk about it. Otherwise he's going to be like, what are we doing with all these oils? And what do you want me to do? So it seems like it's sort of geared towards women, but written for both parties. Yeah.
Yeah, the book is written very much like the class was, which is one girlfriend to another. And it's, hey, girlfriend, you got to try this. It's awesome. And it's very slang. It's very straightforward. It's very fun. And it's written from one woman to another. So it's written for women, but it's written for women to use with their significant other.
I just thought of a question for women out there that their biggest struggle right now in the bedroom is just not even really wanting to go in there. You know, like they're not even to the point where getting this book seems like fun and talking about this stuff with their partner seems like fun. Like they're just in one of those bedroom funks. What's your advice for her?
Well, I'll tell that woman, it was a lot of our Lucy's. That woman who has no libido, doesn't know how to want it, or just wants to want it, but doesn't know how. That was probably half of our research group. That is Lucy. And that's Lucy figuring out what works. So I would say the book is very fun. It's not scary. There's no pressure. It's from one friend to another saying, hey, try this. Hey, try that. Because there's a lot of factors that can go into losing your libido. And it's an issue that a lot of women deal with. I didn't even realize until people were coming in like through the floodgates of please help me, please let me be in your class, that I realized how much women really need this. And so they can feel completely welcome, completely at home, at peace, reading the book and in the class, because that's what it's for. You're welcome here. You're going to belong.
That's beautiful. Now, are there any frequently asked questions that we haven't addressed here that you get asked a lot?
Frequently asked questions are, hey, how do I get my libido back?
Yeah.
And I say, hey, come to the class to read the book. That's what it's all about. We're going to answer all your questions. I have it all laid out for you. That is probably the biggest one, is how do I get it back again? Because it's not that they don't love their partner. They do. It's just that the libido's gone. They don't know how to want it again. And so it's to help them to get into that mindset where they have the desire so that they can enjoy it again.
Now, my last question before we reach our commercial break is there anything that is not in the book that you wish you could have fit in, but you just didn't have time?
There are things that are not in the book that I am working on now. We have some surprises coming up in the summer. There are things that I wanted to release with the book, not in the book, but as an adjunct to the book, that time did not allow for that. And it's something I'm working on now. So there are things that I wish were available, but they're not yet, but they're coming, but it's kind of a big surprise and it's coming in the summer. So just stay tuned, LucyLibido.com. And in the class, there's an oil for that. You're going to hear all about it. People are they're going to flip. They're going to be excited.
Oh man, now I'm so curious. Not even a hint.
I can't say it because here's what'll happen. Everyone will be like, I want it now. It won't be ready. That's what happened with the book. I was like, the book is coming. And everyone's like, I want it now. And then it took several weeks to go through editing and publishing. And people were like, when's it coming? When's it coming? And I just felt like it was mean. Like, it's still coming. I promise it's still coming. So for this announcement, I'm not going to announce it until we're just about ready to like, you can get it.
Yeah. You can only hold that soldier up so long, right?
Exactly.
Bad metaphor.
Oh, perfect metaphor. You're so initiated, girlfriend.
All right, Lucy. So we love to leave our listeners with really practical advice and just giving them an insight into different people's wisdom and how they maintain that optimal health. So can you share your personal daily health habits and what they look like?
My daily health habits. Okay. So I really love to exercise. I am just a mover. I'm a movie body, and that helps me to be happy. That helps me to have endorphins, to be excited, to be more productive. And so I have to do something that gets my body moving. Otherwise, I just feel sluggish and sad. And that's something that just keeps me healthy and happy. And I do it in ways that I love. I'm not kind of a traditional exerciser where I like go jogging. I don't really like jogging, but I like to do things with music. I love to take like booty bar classes. I love something with like tempo and rhythm. And I like all the funky ways to exercise. For me, that's just fun.
That's really fun. And finally, what's just one thing we should all ditch completely and replace with something healthier today?
Oh, you should ditch those nasty chemical air fresheners. They're disgusting. They're just toxic chemicals. You're breathing them in. You need a diffuser. Like anyone can afford a diffuser, maybe like not this week or this day, but you can save up for a couple of weeks and you can get a diffuser. And not only will your house smell amazing, you're going to be breathing in chemical constituents that are going to oxygenate your brain and make you feel happier and actually make you better and more well and just a better, happier person. So everybody should have a diffuser.
Agreed. It is amazing when you really look into what is in those like synthetic air fresheners, like the plugins and
They're nasty.
everything. They're horrible. It's so bad for you. All right. So Lucy, you've got a lot of exciting things going on. Can you just briefly tell us the best ways to kind of keep up to date with what you've got going on and also the best way to check out your book and check out the classes and all the things you have to offer?
Cool. I will. So I'm working on my website right now. It's almost done. I think by the time this airs, it should be done. But LucyLibido.com, there will be a blog on there. And as we have more and more things roll out, they'll be available there. The book right now is on Amazon. It hit #1 and it went on sale. Amazon put it on sale. They lowered their own personal cut because it's doing so well. They wanted like make it they lower their price so that more people will buy it, which is great. I was like, wow, I guess that's what happens when your book hits #1. So it's on sale right now. And I don't know how long it will be for. I don't have control over it. So Amazon.com, you go to just type in Lucy Libido. It's the cover price is $10.99. And it's on sale for, I think, $9.89. And it's on Prime. I was super excited when I found out I could get it on Prime. So free shipping and $9.89. It's like, it's a really good price. So
that is great. And it's a physical book, not just an ebook, right?
Yeah, it's a physical book.
Awesome possum. Well, we'll have a link for the book up on the show notes for this page at revolutionoils.com/Lucy Libido, LucyLibido. So you can find it there or you can search for it on Amazon. Now, Lucy, what's the best way for people to learn more about you?
So yes, you can find me on the website. Then I make all my announcements through Facebook. You can join the class. You do have to be my friend. It's a secret group. So if you send me a friend request, I can add you to the class. Then you can also follow me at Lucy Libido. I have a personal page, and then I also have an author fan page. You can follow me on either of those. And I'm also on Instagram under Lucy Libido. And when kind of exciting thing for all you convention goers. We're all getting ready, packing our bags. Team Lucy is going to be out at convention with some surprises. So if you want to hear about those surprises that are coming to convention, then you need to at least be my friend, even if you're not in the class.
Great. Well, awesome, Lucy. This has been so much fun to have you on. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come share your knowledge with us here. It's been a blast.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you a book, Samantha.
Thanks, Lucy. I can't wait. You're so sweet.
You're going to love it.
Woohoo.
And then you get to message me, and I promise I won't share your juicy details with anyone. I keep all those messages private, but I can't wait to hear about it.
Awesome. Ooh, I can't wait. Shambe's going to be very happy.
Well, he's going to love it.
Well, that was too much fun. I'm so glad that you guys were all here. And I hope you do check out the Lucy Libido guide. You can find it on Amazon or at the show notes for this episode, which will be at revolutionyls.com/Lucy Libido. Now I'd like to announce the winners of our special giveaway that was brought to you by Abundant Health. So congratulations to Michelle for winning the gift basket, Kelly for winning diffuser number 1, Barbara for winning diffuser number 2, and Jennifer for winning the chemical-free handbook. I'll be sending all of you emails shortly to tell you that you are the winner. Thank you so much for joining our newsletter. We look forward to keeping in touch with you and letting you know about all the exciting things going on here at the Essential Oil Revolution. Thanks so much for listening. Keep on learning, keep on discovering, and most importantly, keep on treating yourself well. You are worth it.